Yes, we're back.
Yes, welcome back. And this is a segment that I'm particularly going to enjoy very much. We're going to be looking at the Vlisco Classic Week. What is Vlisco? Well, most Nigerians know it as Hollandaise, even though it is Hollandais. And Vlisco has been making us happy since 1846. 1846. They've been making all these colorful, what we call abada in this country. And it's a very important, it used to be a very important of a woman's trousseau when she was getting married. Her husband had to give her a certain number of Dutch wax. I mean, I still have some of mine, which I was given in 1980. And they're still as good as new. And the Shakiri woman will tell you about the one that has the record, the one that has the fish, the one that has the key. I mean, we know about Hollanders. Come on, guys. But we have people here to tell us about this very special Vlisco Classic Week. And it's my pleasure to welcome Adeze Alilono, who is Channel Activation Manager.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. Then we have Babatunde Fakorede, Retail Operations Manager.
Good morning.
As well as Adewale
Shiaba.
That's
how it's pronounced.
Shiaba,
Yeah.
Brand Protection Manager.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming. Now, why has Vlisco decided to have this classic week?
Yeah. Thanks for having us to start with. And like you said, Vlisco has been around and in existence for donkey years. And over the years, our classic designs have become, I don't want to call it common, but they've been taken for granted because they've been there for years. And some have been terribly copied. Yeah. So we wanted to reinforce the authenticity of our designs, to claim ownership of these designs, and to just tell the Nigerians that we have been the one making these designs since 1846, and we're still the ones making them.
1846.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. We've been around for that long.
Century.
1846.
Over 160 years.
years plus, huh?
Going on 2 centuries.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That
Well,
counts
none
for
of you was
something.
around then.
Oh, no. Not even my grandparents.
So why this need for this week? Because we all know Hollanders.
Yeah.
And the discerning woman who buys abada can probably tell the difference between one abada and Hollanders, which you all now decide to be calling Vlisco.
Yeah. Over the years, generation from generation have been introduced to with Vlisco, and some of these people will not know what the true original is.
Yeah.
And now we thought of it that as a company that have gone over 160 years, we should reintroduce it and let people of our newer generations know that, oh, this is coming from Vlisco, not the copies they see around that everybody tries putting on.
Yeah, if I could add to what he has said, you said we decide to call it Vlisco now.
Yeah.
It's actually the name of the company has always been Vlisco since 1846. But the beauty of it is that internally we identify our designs by codes. But the illiterate traders then that couldn't do that decided to pick, like you said, the Hollandais written on the selvage and just call it Hollandis. And over the years, the Hollandis just overtook the name of the company. But the brand name has always been Vlisco.
Okay, because when we first saw this name, we thought, oh my God, I mean, they're competing with Hollanders.
Not at all.
Well, at least now we're clear on that. Now, can you please tell us why? Because there are many wax prints out there now.
Yes.
Not like when my mother was alive, for instance, it was either Hollanders or nothing.
Nothing, yes.
She didn't have any option.
Okay.
But there are many wax prints out there now. Number one, how can I tell the difference? And number two, why should I choose Vlisco over any other wax?
Well, I'll start from it's very obvious that we own the technology of wax. So it's been around for this long and it's still disappreciated. And coming to being able to differentiate, over the years we understand the fact that because something is good, it's naturally going to be copied. So we've put in place some things that the average person can identify and know that this is the real thing. For example, all our fabric come with labels, and the labels have unique design numbers, like she said. The design number is the same on the base of this selvage here. What you find, like this A1612, you find on the label as well, somewhere up here.
Are those numbers unique?
They're unique, yes. For every what we call
Design.
SKUs, stock keeping units, for every design, they are uniquely generated. This barcodes here, I mean, I won't go to the barcodes because you need some special equipment to do that.
Check
The one you can easily see is that the design number here
the selvage
is the same as the one up here, for starters.
So in essence, if
I hope you're listening, you ladies out there.
And then the other thing is, sometimes you may not find a label. Maybe in the market somebody has removed the label for some reason and all that.
But if you have the number.
Now, yeah, exactly. Not the number will not. I'll say that you find veritable, all these characters here. Okay, for each one of them, this V or this one here is exactly 1 yard from the next one. This is 6 yards now, for example. If you go to the market and you measure that, it's exactly 1 yard
From the next
from the next word of the same kind.
That to decide 6
Yes.
yards or 3 yards.
Yes. Exactly.
Cut from one.
Exactly. So, and then there's a stitch here that has the VVH. VVH means Van Vlinsingen Helmond.
Which is
Helmond is where the factory is.
Yes.
And that's the name of the man who started the business, Peter Van Vlinsingen. So,
very rich man. His family is. Oh yes, yes, yes. Now there are a lot of billboards around that says "celebrate." Now, what is that all about?
We every quarter launch a collection in Vlisco, a collection of new designs.
Every quarter.
Yes,
Yes.
since 2008.
Designers have been very busy.
Very. So for the last quarter of 2013, we decided to come out with designs that help us celebrate who we are as Africans in our different in the different African countries where we operate. So we're saying the woman that understands sophistication and class should celebrate herself, being comfortable in her own skin, celebrate who she is, and celebrate the season. So that is what we're trying to communicate.
Celebrate.
and if I may mention, one of the reasons why we launch collections every quarter is because of the copying thing. It's part of our strategy to keep ahead of the competition. The original thing comes, it's coded, it's new, it's fresh. So if you want to copy, you have to do a hell lot of a good job. But I think it's not necessary. It's good to just do business with us and save yourself the cost of copying. Really.
Is anybody actually copying and putting veritable dot wax on their selvages?
Definitely.
Yes, not they try to copy some of these things, but they're not really succeeding. But like you said, the discerning woman can identify. But there are a lot of other people out there too who are price sensitive, for example, who will think, okay, this looks the same, but it's not going to last.
No, there's some classics that Vlisco has made.
Yes.
There is the one that we wear for mourning in my part of the country.
Yes.
I think that is the dice.
Yes.
Then there's the fish.
Yeah,
The
fish
fish
scale.
scale.
Fish scale.
Yes, the
the
fish
fish
scales.
Yes.
And those things are years and years old, and you are still making them and you are still selling them. What is responsible for that? These are old designs.
Over the years, people, especially from the eastern part, have appreciated the fish scale. It's a fabric of choice. Wherever you are a woman, even some men still put it on, so they appreciate it more. And let's say my mom has it 20 years ago. If I have a younger sister, 20 years after, she might desire to have it, so she keeps on, generation after generation, keeps on requesting for our classics. So it applies to even people from the southern states of Nigeria also. They appreciate certain classic appeals to certain parts of Nigeria.
Yeah, if I can add, we call them the originals. Like I'm wearing this. This is an original, like a classic from the north. So Vlisco has become so embedded in the Nigerian culture that,
Not
like
just
you
the
said,
Nigerian, West Africa.
West Africa, like you said, a woman cannot get married in the East, for instance, because I'm Igbo, without getting a few pieces of this fabric. And they're the ones that, they're some of the designs that are the ones of choice, like the opener, the white gold, the English gold, the Kiri star, you know, and it's become so part of our culture that we have named these designs by ourselves. It's very fun and interesting to Morocco. It's very fun to know that these names did not generate from Vlisco. Our colleagues in our head office our colleagues in our head office don't even know these designs by these names. They know them by the codes. But here in Africa, we have named them because we've loved them and they are part of our lives.
I'm curious, where are the designers of this fabric?
Vlisco is a Dutch company. We're a very interesting brand. It's a Dutch company founded by a Dutchman. Our design department and our factory is in Holland, but our designers are a mix of Africans and Asians resident in our office in the Netherlands. But we produce...
Your designers, they're based in Netherlands as well. Okay, now those ones who are Africans, they're based there as well.
Yes.
And that's why you will find occasionally African language filtering into some of the design. I don't know what's written on your own trousers, but I think there are times...
Ali, that's what I can see from here.
So
what
you
does it
find
say?
that.
This is actually Dutch. This is a classic. Yeah, I can call this a classic.
It's a limited edition.
It's a limited edition in commemoration of the
coronation of
the Dutch
king and queen. So we made a limited edition.
Abdicated the throne
for our son.
For our son. So this was made to commemorate the event.
But do they wear these things in Holland?
Like I said, we make this fabric strictly for the West and Central African market.
Exactly.
It's not consumed in large quantities in Europe. Even when it is consumed in Europe, it's consumed by Africans in the diaspora.
Now, the Angelina design is celebrating 50 years. Do you have the Angelina design with you?
No,
it's not here.
Because I was wondering what it looked like.
I
mean, it survived 50 years. Tell us about that particular design and what has kept it going for 50 years.
It came out in the early 1970s. Is it 70s? No, 1950s.
Yeah, 50s.
Yeah, so it's called Cigarette. It's called Miriam Makeba. In different countries, it's called Miriam Makeba. It's called Angelina. It was a part of the hip era. So lots of people could make tunics with it, and it was a really and it is still a really very fun design. It's something to make an easy wear with, and heavily copied as well. But this year, we've decided, people don't know it's made by Vlisco. So we
How big is the company in Nigeria now, Vlisco?
It's quite big. We have a staff strength of over about 30.
Yeah.
So yes, we're growing more every day.
So the Classic Week is from when to when?
It started on Monday and it will run for another 1 week.
Okay. All right then. So what is your last word to the lady who's watching out there, who has never bought Vlisco in her life and is watching your lovely outfits and might be interested in going out to check them out?
Oh, okay. So I'll say to her, sophistication class is important. There are cheaper copies, but you would save yourself more money in the long run to buy the true original because it never fades and is with you for years.
They're not cheap.
Yeah, they're not expensive either.
They're not cheap.
They're affordable.
They're affordable.
They're affordable.
They're affordable.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
That was Vlisco Classic Week, and we were chatting with, I'll start with the guys this time, Babatunde Fakorede, who is Retail Operations Manager, Adewale Shinaba, Brand Protection Manager, and Adeze Alilono, who is Channel Activation Manager. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Wilco.
Sunrise will return in just a moment with the home stretch. That's Kade's favorite segment, by the way. See you in just a moment.